So I'll say it again without that lead going in. Could you hear me? If you couldn't hear me, that will be because this experimental setup wasn't working. So we may have to jerry-rig something. Hang on a sec, guys. Yeah. Hopefully you can hear me now. I've had to take the headphones and put them straight over the mic of the phone, so you know I can't see. There you go. Hello? Just type whether you can hear me now, because I'm taking the output of the ring modulator, fed it through some headphones, put the headphones right over the mic of the phone. Hello John, can you hear me speaking? I need a quick answer to that question, as I'm trying to work out whether I can do a Facebook Live via the ring modulator. Simple question, can you hear me? Just type yes or no. Very quickly, doesn't take you long. So yeah, I've had this thing on the go. Hi John, can you hear me? I've had this thing on the go since about 2007, where I had a life insurance payment, so I'd made a lot of frivolous purchases. This cost me about... oh good. I can't actually hear myself now, so I'm going to have to grab another pair of headphones from somewhere, which is easier said than done. Let's see, hang on a sec. I'll just grab another pair of headphones. Shit, where are they? Now, if I remove that lead and I plug another pair of headphones in, that's better. So, yeah, I know, I'm going to have one at the end of the month. So, yeah, this is in what might best be termed Davros mode. It's at approximately 20 cycles a second. If I start speeding it up, it goes into 60 Sideman mode. You start getting wonderful effects like this. I can, however, increase it greatly, so it goes really weird and high pitch. If I change the frequency whilst talking, you get some wonderful effects, and then you speed it up again, and you get wonderful effects in the other direction. But turning it down whilst talking seems to work very well indeed, and so you can do all sorts of weird things with your voice. Hello again. Just noodling around in my modulator today. This is at high frequency, and you can turn it down whilst talking through it, and hear all sorts of weird effects. If I go back to low frequencies, and I settle around there, suddenly, Davros emerges. It's quite addictive, being able to talk like Davros. Yes, even breathing into the microphone, and suddenly it emerges from my inner soul. There's various settings on this. This is going through a square. Actually, it's in two halves, this ring modulator. There's an LFO, which is a low frequency oscillator on the left. I'm not even tapped into that. There's the ring modulation section on the right. If I change where I have the headphones plugged in to the LFO out, I'm not sure if you'll hear anything now. Oh, you're getting low frequency. What you're hearing now is low frequency LFO in square waveform. And you can speed that up. And then you've got an oscillator. And you can speed it up in sine wave. I'm not sure what use there is for that, so I will... And now we're back in... Ooh, hello? Yes, and now we're back in modulation mode. If it will work. Just knocked something there. Yeah, there we are. Seems to be back working again. Hello, Heather. Davros here. Hello, Sonia, Davros here. So yeah, I can explain the setup to you guys quite simply. This is the matured setup. Originally in 2007 it was really just a microphone and a ring modulator and something to output it to, which was a cheap guitar amp. The mic, which is a relatively professional one, feeds into this preamplifier, which is rather powerful. I've got it quite low down. So that has a little input light that flickers on and off as you talk into it. The output of that, see, the only reason I even bought that is because Nick Briggs, who does the Dalek voices, said that sound engineers had said to him, "Oh no, you're overloading everything." But in his experience, overloading it is what it needs and what works. And if you turn that down and just feed in, the effect is not as effective. So you're going into this ring modulator. That's an analog piece of kit that dates back to the 50s and 60s that in real time breaks up your voice. So you can slow down the modulation and you can actually start to hear it going wah 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 wah. And it's a bit like an old radio signal if you're listening to short wave. And so it goes wah 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 wah. And and gradually you can start speeding it up. And as I say, as soon as you hit about 20 cycles a second, Davros emerges. It's quite fun even just to breathe into it. And as I say, if you then start turning it up even faster, it gets even weirder sounding because it goes there and it makes me sound quite macho because it sort of hits a similar frequency to my own voice. And then you can go even faster with it and it starts sounding even odder. And you can go even faster with it and it sounds even odder still. And as I say, it's got two settings, low and high. Hello, Stephen Price, just noodling around in my ring modulator here. And if I start slowing it down again, you'll start to hear Davros emerge. Yes, Davros, I'm always here, waiting for the doctor. If I speed the thing up, you get some very odd effects. You can begin to see how they created 1960s Sidemen voices because you get, as soon as you speak into it at high frequency, everything you say is then broken up at high frequency. Hi, Nicky. Just knocking around here. And then if you go really high, it sounds very odd indeed. What sort of 1960s Sidemen voices are somewhere around there. So you don't even need a snazzy sound effects studio. I can just do an alarm sound. I can go. Because that's about 20,000 cycles a second. If you take it back down to low, yes, there's Davros. Indeed. I've never been very good at doing Dalek voices. If any of you know anybody that's good at doing Dalek voices, I'm open to tips. Because Davros is quite easy, because all you need to do is start enunciating words in a particular way. Yes. But Daleks are odd. You need to talk in a machine-like manner and say words like exterminate. But you can hear the preamp working here because once it's I've got absolutely no idea, John. Things are a bit on hold at the moment because I built 4 corner posts, none of which are right. So I'm probably going to work on the bass next because the bass is about the only thing I've built that's right. I need to create the step on the bass, and that will hopefully come about through sanding it down bit by bit. I don't have an electric plane. We do have a manual plane, but it's a bit rubbish. So I'm kind of waiting for the weather to settle down and get nice sunny days at weekends, and then I might be able to motivate myself. But it's quite hard when it comes to the bass, because it takes several minutes alone just to get it out of storage. As far as the rest of it goes, it really is on hold, because it's starting to hit a point where it's beyond my level of skill. So, if you know anyone willing to finish it at a reasonable price, push them in my direction. Meanwhile, back at ring modulation. So yeah, here we're at about 20 cycles a second, and so if I start going, I did create a theme tune for a YouTube video using this. I sort of slowed it down. I went, and so on. It's quite fun. It's quite addictively fun. Yes. So, not sure what else I can do with it today. Not sure if Mr. Moffat's going to bring Davros out of retirement one last time. I'm waiting. I've signed the contract ages ago. I do wish he'd hurry up and get on the phone or the email. I'm quite accessible, you know. There's 3 people watching now. Hello, James Rodcliffe. Hello from Davros. It's quite addictive becoming Davros. I hope this is coming through alright. It's just basically fed through a preamplifier, which is this. You then take the output of the preamplifier, feed that into the input of the ring modulator, then goes through the ring modulator and comes out the other way. And you can muck around with frequency settings, so if you start going upwards, it all starts sounding like that. If you start going downwards, it starts breaking up in a lot slower way. So if you get it up to around 20 cycles a second, hello indeed. We'll muck it around. If you go really high, you can do really odd effects with its incredibly high pitch. So if you want an alarm sound, I can just go. And the really maximum sound is up around 4,000 cycles a second. So you can talk and basically be turned into bird song. It's that one's interesting if you sort of blow into the mic. Creating all sorts of weird subtle sounds that I don't know if the phone's picking up. Strips and short. So, yes. Yes, so I'm probably going to pack all this away again now, because I never quite know what to do with it when I get it out, other than to noodle around with it and have fun. And I'm trying to watch a documentary here. So, hope you enjoyed this, and bye for now. Oh, look around my YouTube. If you search my YouTube and you type ring modulator into my YouTube channel, you'll find a video I shot about a year ago, I think, explaining the whole setup. And that's got some quite interesting information, explained a lot more concisely than I can do on a live thing. So, bye for now, folks. Thanks for watching.